Hi guys, Hilary here for Waterlogged on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. If you are new and you're just joining us, welcome. I'm glad to have you. If you've been following along, you know that I am working on my very first build series and I am building my Red Sea G2 Reefer 425. Now, in the last video, I finished up doing some of the stand building, getting the sump in place and getting these cabinet doors on. But now it's time to get the plumbing installed. Now, if you have ever put a tank together before, if you've had to plumb it yourself, you know that plumbing can be really tricky and kind of a pain in the butt. You have to get those cuts exactly right, and if you're like me, you make a huge mess trying to get the glue on there, and it can be just a huge mess. But one of the things that I really love about this Red Sea tank is that it's assembly ready. Like, all I have to do is screw in each of these pieces in their respective places and I am good to go. Like, they've got it all cut and measured out and I really don't have to do much except for putting it in. Now, I've taken most of this out of the packaging with the exception of these two. I just wanted to show you how some of them come. So a lot of them had this bit of plastic around the bottom and the top. Most of these came in bundles of 2 or 3. So it's pretty impressive all that Red Sea has gone through to make sure that all these pieces make it to you in one piece. Now, as I'm plumbing things, we are going to be putting them in the back and the overflow, and then we're also going to be installing some down here as they go. Now, normally when you are plumbing a tank and installing stuff, this is the stage where you're going to want to start thinking about your return pump. Now, I mentioned it before, but return pump is one of the things that does not come with one of these tanks, so you need to plan ahead and figure out what return pump you're going to get. Now, when you look online, it gives you the specs, what kind of flow rate you're going to need to be looking for in those return pumps so that you can go ahead and get one ordered. I'm not going to talk about the pump that I'm going to be using quite today, but we'll get into that in a future video. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, as you can see, I've already separated and removed half of the parts of plumbing and set them aside. What I've got here are the pieces that are going to go up into the overflow. So these two pieces on the ends, those are going to be the return pipes, and they are going to go inside the overflow box. On the outside of the overflow box are going to be those return nozzles that help to spread the water around inside your display tank. Now, these two are the drain pieces that are going to go into the overflow. Now, this one is pretty special. You see it's got a unique rectangular shape, and it is actually going to sit on top of this piece. Now, what this does is it's going to help to reduce the turbulence of the water, and it's going to allow you to control the flow of the water into your sump. Hopefully it would help with reducing a lot of that water gurgling noises that you might be hearing as the water is draining out of your overflow. So let's go ahead and get stuff set in place. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and remove this cover. I like it's got these nice 2 little holes in here that you can grip it. This piece right here, I don't know if you noticed, but you can actually punch this out if you need to use this space back here to hang lights. We're not there yet, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. Now, something else I wanted to point out is these little weir teeth are removable. I don't know about you, but I've had tanks in the past, and a lot of times that stuff will get stuck in here and it's kind of hard to clean. So having these be able to be removable is kind of nice. All right, so on the outside, let's stick this guy in. Now it's time to install the plumbing underneath the tank. So first off, we need to install the high precision valve and the plumbing associated with that. And then this locks. All right, now this piece takes a little bit of maneuvering. this one also clicks into place. All right, last but not least, okay, if you are going to use this setup exactly like it is with the filter media and the filter socks or the filter bags, you're gonna go ahead and install this piece right here. All right, so the water is going to flow into this area over here, and then it's going to flow up and into the area with the filter socks. Now you see we have these filter cups, so you could put media in here. It also comes with these little covers, so you put it on top of each of those. I would imagine that will help to reduce a lot of the noise of the water falling into the media. Now, something else that comes with it is these micron filter bags, and those will also go into these back two. And again, you could put these on top just like that. Now, if you are using the filter socks, you're going to need to change them out every so often if you are not familiar with filter socks. And make sure you rinse them before you wash them. All right, so this is the configuration that you're going to want to use if you are going to use the sump like this. However, you also have the option of using the ReefMat, which is a fleece rolling filter. If you're going to do that, which is what I'm going to do, you want to go ahead and remove this tray. So you just pull this out like this, and you're going to remove this piece that we just put on. Okay, now that we've pulled that out, the last thing we need to do is lift up this panel right here, and we will have made room for the plumbing for the ReefMat. I'm going to leave this in place just so it doesn't get damaged while I am working. Okay, the last thing to do when you're following the instructions is to place the auto top-off reservoir inside here. Now I'm going to show you how it goes, take it out of the box. I'm not going to leave it in there because I've got a couple more components to add to it, and honestly the instructions say that you don't want to use it right away. All right, let's take it out. Oof. All right. Like it's got these warnings, don't move when full. Now something that you should see is that it is gravity fed. So this little piece right here will connect this hose to it, and it will top off in here. Now the float valve itself is adjustable, so you can go in there and adjust that as you need it. Easy peasy. All right, that wraps up this video. Stay tuned for the next videos. I've got a whole bunch of equipment that I still need to put in this tank, in the sump. I've got lights, I've got all sorts of stuff that I need to put in here in addition to my return pump. And on top of that, I have to do a little bit of planning because eventually I'm going to keep animals in here, and I want my aquascape and my sand bed and everything to reflect the native habitats of the species that I want to be keeping. So stay tuned for all of that. All right, this has been Hilary for Waterlogged on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to Red Sea for helping to support this video.